All right, if you guys can introduce yourself.
Testing 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. A 1 2 a 1 2 a 1 2 a 1 2. Oh, my name is Spex Boogie.
Chris White, Confusion. Polka, aka the Dance Killer.
All right, now you guys have been around the scene for a very long time, and you guys are all different ages. Can you guys just give me a brief background of what you've seen coming up all the way up until now, and can you weigh the pros and the cons of the dance game right now?
The dance game? Well, I've been around dance for a long time, but I was active since 1988, so it's 24 years going in. I started in hip hop, and what I was inspired by is seeing people doing the dances of that particular era of the mid to late 80s, and I got inspired to do it since then. And throughout my journey, I saw and was introduced to a lot of different styles that helped shape who I am, and saw how other people were fusing other dances like locking, popping, breaking, and I was also introduced to the house scene during my journey more closely and strongly. So what I think has happened with this dance scene, I think the beauty of it is, in terms of the underground scene, is that this is where your first class is if you're really trying to understand the dances that come from the culture, and how you can be inspired by various different things and do what's connected to you. I think that's what's really important, and that's the beauty of the dance scene. The downside of it is people not really being committed to what's the right thing to say here? The downside of the dance scene, or the dance?
Another way. Mr. Kelly Peters told me yesterday in an interview that everything is pretty much it's commercial, and it's gotten to the point where you can't even recognize hip hop, when people dance anymore. How has it gotten that way? If the underground scene is the majority, how has it gotten that way now?
I mean, the blessing and the curse of hip hop is the commerciality of the game, and with a lot of different aspects of hip hop, and it also affected the dance, the music, and the dance. The beauty of the commercial side of hip hop, it exposed people who were outside of the community to see the beauty of what we were doing, based out of being disenfranchised and looking for ways to express ourselves and what we do based on what we do in hip hop. Whether you graph, you dance, or you DJ, or you MC. The bad side of it is that because, especially in the dance aspect of it, where people are not really recognizing it, I think the underground scene is not mobilized enough in such a way where we could be more independent of the whole Hollywood commercialized game. We had to do that at a certain point to bring attention to what we did, and once it became big business, that's when all other heads and other outsiders decided to wanted to get a piece of the pie. So they wanted to commercialize and package everything a certain way and just focus on whatever it was that made the money. And some of us were not as business savvy in the earlier stages of the game, and that's what happened with breaking in the right before the mid '80s. So those pioneers and people who had put it out there in the first place to the masses had to refigure how to reintroduce it in the world, and showing the beauty of the dance and taking control of it. So that is the downside. I think the most important thing now is to mobilize a force so that we can be just as strong as whatever powers Hollywood has to preserve what we do, so that people would have to really come through the underground and people who really are in the know, who knew how to codify what we did to understand what we're about. So anybody outside of that and who's just in it for the ride of riding the bandwagon of hip hop cannot really get their just due, because they understand that it's us, the community, and people who really know what we're doing that really put this out there. So that's it.
Chris, being a young dancer and you're fresh in the game, and you know you're going to the auditions and you're doing all those things like that, do you see the things that Spex is talking about?
Yeah, I definitely see the things that Spex is talking about, especially with the hip hop and stuff. I've been dancing in the dance game for about 10 years. I don't just dance, but I DJ as well. And there's two different sides, especially from Jersey and New York, because there's not really no underground dance clubs, as you know, because you live in Jersey too. And it's just like I would be like the only dancer, or somebody else would be the only dancer in another club, and they don't really like play that much good music, you know. So I figured if I'm gonna learn how to dance, I might as well go to like the people who created the dance. So from learning popping from Mr. Wiggles, and taking locking from Shakalak, voguing from Benny Ninja and Javier Ninja, whacking from Lockaroo, Brian Green from House. I feel like the most important thing in dance is foundation, and that's what I feel that every dancer should learn from, the person who mastered that style or invented that style. And then I got inspired by making up my own style, mixed with everything, called isoglyphics. And it's just like hieroglyphics, but I have it in a book, and it's mixed isolations mixed with voguing, whacking, tutting, locking, popping, waving. And basically I've been coming to the Funk Box for about 3 years. I haven't been taking a lot of house, only a couple classes from Brian Green, but I learn as much as I can at the Funk Box. And me talking about the Funk Box, a lot of intertwines into the commercial world and the underground dance world, because I got into the commercial dance. I started in the commercial dance first, and then I got into the underground dance scene, especially with poker. And basically, the commercial dance scene was so many people taking class at Perry Dance, Broadway Dance Center, all these other classes, and they don't apply. Not everybody, but most people apply it, and some people don't. But they'll take so many classes, and they won't. They're just stuck in four corners, like in four walls around them, and they take all that and they don't bring it to the commercial scene or underground dance scene. And we had like this path that underground dance scene doesn't cross commercial and commercial don't cross underground. And I feel like it's about time that we all just unite, because dance is just one thing that we all love to do.
Are you treated differently because you know how to do the underground stuff?
I feel like, yeah, I came a long way, because people always tell me, like OGs and stuff, and people in the dance game, they always give me advice and stuff like that. And I feel like me learning from the pioneers of the people who invented these styles, I feel more respected. And but at the end of the day, all you have is yourself, and you shouldn't think what other people think about you, but you should just take what you hear from other people, and if it's positive, just apply it. And I feel like that's what I did all these years through dance.
What's up?
What's up, Poker? And you, just like Spex, you've been around for a very long time. Can you speak on the commercial and the underground side? You brought me into the underground, so you know I know you've been doing that for a long time, bringing cats into the underground, getting them caught up to speed. But you also have a lot of good friends that's in the mainstream, so you have a vast knowledge of what's going on daily in both scenes. What do you think is the good thing, and what do you think is wrong? I know you spoke about what's wrong in another interview, but that was just a little bit. That was just a little teaser. I know you got so much more to say because you've been around for so long, and you got an outside eye looking into both worlds.
Well, I think right now that's really, really messing up the dance game is the media. The dance agents messed the whole thing up, because you got dance agents telling dancers this is what you are, and you got to dance this way to make money, but there's a lot of dancers don't want to be themselves, so the media messed it up for everybody. That's one thing I feel about it, and I just feel like underground just don't get enough attention. I feel it's wrong, you know, that underground get enough attention, because a lot of commercial dancers learn from underground people, but they don't want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like Brian Footwork Green, he speaks about it, and Buddha Stretch speaks about it, and Khalif and all the icons. That's a problem right now. A lot of dancers that's coming up in the game don't give homage to their icons that started it all, that opened the door for all of us. That's one thing I notice. I see a lot. Like, icons don't get no respect. You know what I'm saying? That's why I respect them all the time. You know what I'm saying? I pay attention, you know, to them, what they be saying, you know. So I'm just letting you know that the media mess it up for all the dancers in the game right now. The money and the media mess it up. It's not about dancing no more, it's about money.
All right, I'm going to piggyback off of that question. One last question for all of you guys. If you guys could give like a hip-hop Hall of Fame award to one of the dance icons, each of you, who would it be and why? Starting with Spex.
One award? Wow, that's
A Lifetime Achievement Award.
for hip hop. Oh,
Street dance.
Wow.
All in one.
Damn. Okay.
Myself.
Nah, no. Yeah, me. Right. Right. Give one to Don Campbell, definitely, for creating a whole dance style, locking. He was just trying to do the social dances of his time, and came up with a style that became this powerhouse, and was part of a very influential street dance group that set it off for even breakers in New York to see how they can take what they did and put it on a stage. So Don Campbell will definitely be one of the recipients. Maybe Boogaloo Sam also, for hip hop, like for party dances, hip hop from late 80s to now. You could go, even for b-boy, you could give it to, I don't even know. Wow, I mean, there's a, I give it to people like the originators of that whole movement. Maybe Crash Commando crew, the CC crew, Zulu Kings, African Mabata, all them people first, you know, because they had a hand in shaping what we did. You got to give respect to a lot of those early b-boy crews from back in the days, you know, which is and the unsung heroes, not just Rock Steady crew, but other people who really put a name out there to help it. And we can also give Hall of Famers to maybe like maybe Buddha Stretch. Yeah, definitely. Maybe Brian Green, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, people. Violet Galagarza for all the work that she's been doing in Spanish Harlem for all these years. You know, people really made positive strides to better the dance community and their own communities where they live. So those would be my my top picks right now.
And I'm asking this question, guys, because, you know, sooner or later this just might happen. So, you know, we gotta know where to go and what to do. And I think that's also another thing with the media and the people with the money. They might not know who these people are that we need to. It's up to us to uplift them and tell them, well, no, you need to honor this one, you need to honor that one. So they might not know. We can't always blame the media and the people with the money, because they don't know. They don't even come down here, so they not gonna know. So it's up to us to uplift our own people. Chris, who are your picks?
If I had to give a award, right, of
Yes, a lifetime achievement.
the Lifetime Achievement Award, I would just share it with all like the DJs and the MCs, because without DJs, like we wouldn't be dancing, like, you know, in the clubs and stuff like that. So I just want to share that. Any DJ, as we mentioned before, Crazy Legs. I mean, he has this thing on in the afternoon that he does the b-boy breaks, the lunch breaks. That's really good. That's like helping hip hop come together and stuff like that. I would have to give a award to like Elite Force, because they're like really holding it down in New York and traveling overseas and bringing hip hop together as one. And like you said, Don Campbell, all these other originators of the styles, I give respect to Brian Green, Princess Lockaroo, Benny Ninja, Javier Ninja, Mr. Wiggles is very Electric Boogaloo's. They're very influential. Coming from the street game, like it's not just like doing hip hop, but really learn how to groove, before the move that he says. But that's who I would like. I would like to just share my the award with everyone that just brought hip hop to the culture.
Well, I give all my homage to is Brian Footwork Green. I would give him a Lifetime Dance Achievement Award if it was up to me.
You guys, all three of you guys said that he must be pretty important.
What happened?
No, I said all three of you said that, so he must be.
Brian Green accomplished so much that he don't get a credit for.
Why do you think that is?
Cause he brought New York together too. Him and Stretch really kind of kept New York alive. Cause Stretch had the hip hop alive, Elite Force, the hip hop thing alive, and Brian Green brought like the house and hip hop mixed it together and brought everybody together. So they really kept New York popping. So I give both of them an award. But I will give all my homage to Brian Footwork Green, cause he danced all different styles. He danced tap, he danced hip hop, he danced house. What else he did? He jazz. He does African. He does all them styles that nobody really don't know about. He just pull them out when he has to. You know what I'm saying? So I give all my homage to him. I look up to him, when it comes to dance. You know what I'm saying? I learned from him by watching him. He showed me how to be humble in the dance game, discipline. By watching him over the years doing the Brian Green conference, by watching him hosting these battles and telling us history, this and that, teaching us, putting knowledge in us. That's why I give it to him. I give it to Brian Green and Buddha Stretch, those two.
Thank you guys for your time.